Today, I'm going to speak to us from the book of a very wise man. The reason we are here, the vision bearer of movers and shakers, Apostle Moses Mukisa. So I'm going to speak to us from this book, Called to Greatness. Last time I told us, every one of us, to get a copy of this book. If you haven't yet gotten it, make sure. I see someone. Yes, you got one. Awesome. I love it. Yeah, make sure you get it because it is going to change your life. And so, in his book, Called to Greatness, wow. The very first chapter, so there are different things it talks about. It talks about plotting greatness, prepared for greatness, propelled into greatness, persecuted for greatness, partnerships for greatness, patterns for greatness. I was going to say partners for greatness. Yeah, I think that one is true. Yeah, it's happening here, even now. Yeah, partners for greatness, propagating greatness, and perpetuating greatness. And so today I'm going to talk to us about one of the things I found very interesting in the very first chapter, plotting greatness, where he makes a statement and says, you are the one. Tell your neighbor you are the one. Tell another neighbor you are the one. Yeah, tell another one you are the one. So, we see this story in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 12 to verse 13. That's where we are going to read, but the story is of a young man called David, who is a shepherd, the last born in his family. And Saul has disobeyed God, and God is looking to anoint another king who is going to take Israel as a kingdom to a different level. And so he sends his prophet into the home of a gentleman called Jesse. There is a Jesse here. Yes. Yeah, he sends the prophet into the home of a gentleman called Jesse. And when Jesse gets there, he tells, when the prophet gets to Jesse's home, the prophet asks Jesse, that's the prophet Samuel, asks Jesse to bring and line up all his sons. And so Jesse goes and calls all his sons. Yeah. And one by one, just being brief, one by one, whenever he would want to anoint someone because of what the person looked like, God would say, no, that is not the one. 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 Until all the sons that the father Jesse had brought before the prophet were done. And then there is this one son called David who was out there minding the business of the father, taking care of sheep, forgotten on the most important day. In the book, Apostle Moses gives an analogy of, imagine you are forgotten on your wedding day. It's your wedding day and you are forgotten. It's the most important day of your life. And you are somehow, for some reason, everyone around you think cares about you. Your best man forgets about you. Yeah? But the best man is at the wedding. You're not at the wedding. Yeah. They all forget about you. Everyone that is important, even the chairperson of your wedding committee, forgets about you. And yet it is your day. Yeah. The devil is a liar. Yeah. So, God, whereas all the human beings, all the important people in David's life had forgotten him, God had not forgotten him. God saw him wherever he was, unknown to everyone around him, unknown to himself. He didn't even know that there was this thing happening, but God was looking out for him. God was plotting greatness for him. God was sent a prophet into a home for his sake. For his sake. Yes, you're here, you're unknown to people. Yeah, you're unknown to your generation. You're unknown to your classmates. You're unknown to your friends. But I can tell you, you are the one, and God has not forgotten you. God has called you for greatness, and I can tell you He is plotting greatness for you. Yes, He's plotting greatness for you. You are the one. Tell your neighbor, you are the one, you are the one, you are the one, you are the one. Yes. God had a special assignment for David. Special. And nothing was going to stand in the way of that assignment. He moved his servant from where he was to David's home. And even when he didn't find David, they sent someone. They sent someone to go and call him. Some of you, they sent people to call you for movers and shakers. Because God is plotting greatness for you. He has sent his prophets to you today. Because he has an assignment for you. And you will not be forgotten. No. God. Yeah, I am not forgotten. He knows my name. Yeah, He knows my name. He says, Apostle in his book writes and says, God will bring you out from behind the curtain and say to you and to all those around that you are the one. You are the one this generation is waiting for to arise. You are the one this generation is waiting for to preach the gospel like never before. Yes, God has greatness for you. He says in Ephesians 2:10, that for we are His workmanship, created in what? In Christ Jesus. For what? For good works. He created you for good works. He created you for good works, child of God. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Thank you. Yeah. You are His workmanship. He took time to put you together, to knit you to put you together in certain environments, to make sure that you are born in this generation, to make sure that on this day you are in this room, you are tuned in online, because there are good works He has for you, child of God, and He's just plotting and setting you up for you to walk in them. For you to walk in them. Yeah, I have a few seconds. Yeah. I have a few seconds. What is time? Who is time? Who even created time? When I was younger, on my village, yeah, in Injeru, I was one of those boys that parents told their daughters and sons, we don't want to see you associating with that boy. Because that boy is too unruly. That boy is too stubborn. That boy is going to vibe you and derail you from your academics. That was me. Yes. At home. I was stubborn, naughty, whatever, like, no one would ever imagine that I would amount to anything. But God, today I go back to my village to preach the gospel to people. I go back to my village to check on church planters in my village. Injeru Crusade is coming. Hey! Because I am the one. I am not forgotten. God has a plan for me. And so He has put certain people, sent prophets, sent men to plot greatness and call it out of me. That is why you're here. We are calling out greatness out of you because you are great. You are on the inside. God has deposited an assignment And it is not a small assignment. Because when he gives God assignments. And the last time I checked, God is not a small boy. He is a big God. You are the one. God bless you.